You should see the ginger dust that's come out of this thing. Pistons again, I reckon they'll clean up alright. They can take some boost. Oh yeah. Right then, Amazon engine update. I know a few of you have been waiting for this. I've managed to get the camshaft out, got that fibre gear off the end, got all the followers out. They were a little bit tight to come out, but the bit of a tap they came out. I've stripped it down mostly, got all the brackets off. Got to get the oil gallery plug out of this side and the other side as well. Got a nice sort of box down there for nuts and bolts. After a few taps though, getting those followers, that you should see the ginger dust that's come out of this thing. This is going to need a really good cleaning. So I've got the gear there, the dizzy drive, all the mains, crankshaft, followers, a couple of brackets. The oil that came out of those followers smelled so old. It was amazing, the smell that came out of them. I'm hoping that that's going to polish up. I think it looks worse than it actually is, but camshaft doesn't look too bad really. I reckon that'll clean up okay. Pistons again, I reckon they'll clean up alright. Get some new rings on them once those old ones pop out. The plan is to get it all into that big black container there with that stuff, and hopefully after a few weeks that'll clean it up, and we'll see how we go. Right, so we're starting to look a little bit better now. Obviously it's by nowhere means perfect. You know, you're not going to get, you know, a machine surface from using one of these. There's two different rough surfaces on it. There's a smooth side and a rough side, and you just keep going over it until you can get as much off as you can. You need to get it as clean really as we possibly can. It depends on what type of build we're going to go for. It's going to be a budget build, or we're going to take it to a machine shop and get everything checked. All I'm going to do right now is just keep on cleaning really. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, look how thick those cylinder walls are. They are thick. They can take some boost. Oh yeah. Right, so that's about as good as I think I can really get it with that whetstone. Yeah, you're not going to really get it perfect, not without a deck in it, of course. I might run a hone down there in a minute. I'm going to see as well if they've got a tap to clean all the threads out as well. Give it another quick wash and then stick it in the bath. Right, next bit, I'm going to run some taps through as many holes as I can find and just keep on cleaning. If you've not noticed already, all this is just about getting it as clean as I possibly can before we go dunking it in the bath to clean it even more. Ignore that, that's coming later. Keep an eye on this. So I started using a tap on a drill, but I can never get the feel for it right, so I always like just using a tap wrench instead. Now this is one that's just come out of the dizzy drive. And forward curse, you can see, I mean, just how much muck comes out, and that's after jet washing it as well. You know, you really got to get these things clean, and that's, yeah, takes time, it's laborious, but we got to do it. Okay, I've gone through and tapped all of the holes now that I can see. Everything looks great. Thankfully nothing needs helicoil or anything like that. So the next thing that I've been up to is using a honing tool, which looks like one of these, and a bit of oil and a little bit of WD. I've just been going down. I've tried on this one first. There is a really big lip right here, you can feel it with my finger. The rest of the cylinder doesn't look too bad, to be honest, especially when it was like that. I know it looks a little bit like this. It's not come up too bad. So I'll just go over it a little bit more, give it another jet washing, and then it's time to give it a bath. Right, so now that I'm happy that the engine's clean enough, it's now going to live in this box for weeks, maybe a bit longer. And I've honed the cylinders, they're not great. You know, we'll see what they look like in a few weeks, and then we'll probably end up doing them again. You know, they're okay. Could be better. Yeah. So, now that I've done all that, got to do the same to them, and the same to them. Carry on. I'll just show them quickly up to with the shells. You can see the old ones there I've not cleaned up. There's one that I've cleaned, and one of the bearings. There we go. And the end ones with the thrusts on the end of them. Quite chunky big bearings then. Right, carrying with the rest. Okay, right, the crankshaft, that's about as good as I can get it for now. I am going to recommend that it go away to get polished, balanced, and just checked. Yeah, camshaft, it's quite heavily scored in places on a few of the lobes. I think we might have to try and find a replacement one, really. Not, you could use it, but I don't really recommend it. The mains, they've come up okay, pretty good. Followers, they'll be fine, I'm sure. Next I'm on to pistons. So I'm going to try and set you up again, do a bit of a time lapse maybe. You basically take the circle out of there, knock the gudgeon pin out, get the rod out, and then we'll clean up as much as I can. The pistons are not going to come out, sorry, the rings are not going to come out without a fight. They are stuck in there. So they are going to go in the bath along with the block. Right, do that 3 more times, clean them up. Okay, so I'm sorry if all this seems a little bit rushed, but time and weather is against me at the moment. I've got everything cleaned up as much as I want to right now. This is what I think I love about Volvos. They number the caps on everything, on all the rods. They've even numbered the pistons. You know, great. I mean, all the big ends and stuff like that. Yeah, I've done what I can there. The block is in the box along with the pistons as well. I'm going to get some hot water, fill the box up along with the chemicals that I've got. I'm going to leave that to stew for a while. You might be thinking, well, why am I doing all this? Why are we getting things clean like this? Well, the reason being is if I didn't get things clean, we wouldn't have seen things like the corrosion on the cam. Won't see things like these pitting on the number 4 rod just there. If I wouldn't have cleaned it off, you wouldn't have seen any of that. Not that it's really detrimental to it, but you got to check things for cracks in main caps, cracks in pistons and things like that. And down to cleanliness, you got to get all the oil passages perfectly clean, because you don't want anything going wrong when you rebuild it. And that's all this is about at the moment. We're just cleaning, assessing, checking, measuring. In the meantime, I've got to make sure that's ready for tomorrow, because I'm going out with it. And then I continue stripping that thing down as well. So, yep, plenty to do, lots more to see. Double, and engine trouble. Map gas burns and black box bubbles. Right, the block is out. I'll give it a quick rinse down with some water. Just try to get it all the chemicals off. That's just a small proportion of what came out the water passageways. Just keep on rinsing with the hose, try and get it as clean as possible, and then we'll get it back to the workshop and start assembling.
Well, you've probably seen from that previous footage in the video, Matt's been very busy with my engine from the Amazon.
I've had it in a nice bath of
fitting away.
Yeah, for about a couple of weeks. Like I said, chemical. It's just a powder called Detox C. That and citric acid. That's it. Just food grade citric acid.
Science.
And it just sat in that in a big bucket full of water, like I saw, for about a fortnight, and just let it bubble away.
Yep.
It's advisable to keep it in a well ventilated area because it does bubble and give off a bit of gas, but it was perfectly fine. And
what have we learned?
This is the result.
So it's all back here now. Crank, what are we saying with that?
Crank needs a polish, probably maybe a regrind. So if you're regrinding it's going to need new bearings, which you're going to put in anyway.
Yep.
All the mains are okay, the block is okay. The block...
Yeah, no, this is so much cleaner than it was.
Yeah.
It was completely coaxed up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's come out really good.
It's been sat for years on it, and yeah, it's come up really well.
It's really nice, yeah.
It's not brought up any horror stories.
No. The only thing you spoke about was this, wasn't it? On the cam.
Yeah.
So...
you can see the pitting in places.
Yeah, like it's particularly quite bad there. It's quite deep. It's missing, isn't it, in places?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely not bother running that again.
Hopefully the camera's picking up nicely. Yeah, so I think we're going to get a cam. I know we can get these fairly easily, so that's not a big deal, is it? So
no, cylinder block wise anyway, with a core plug which has like popped out, so I'd say get a new set of core plugs.
Yeah, do the core plugs.
It may take a home, but I'm thinking really it's looking at the pistons anyway. I'd say at this point it's better to go for a set of pistons, give it a rebore.
Yeah.
It may just take a skim, I don't really know, but I reckon at this point it's probably better to get it to a machine shop and let them have a look at it. The main reason for doing this is just assessment. Yeah,
and also by doing all this, all the cleaning part of it, it's saving a little bit of labour at some of the places, isn't it?
What we can do labour-wise, say, I mean, they'll probably put in a chemical bath as well and do the exact same thing, but...
Oh yeah, they'll go further than this, but at least we kind of know, we're not just throwing it in blind, are we?
Exactly.
It's that kind of thing, isn't it? So.
And it's probably the same for the head. I'll take the head back.
Yeah, that's now loaded up, isn't it?
Get that cleaned up, take the valves out and give them a clean, and just give it a general check over to make sure it's okay to use.
Face the top of the block, isn't it? We need to have that refaced.
Yeah, get the deck.
Yeah, get it decked.
Flattened.
And then the head skimmed.
Yeah.
Redone to unleaded.
And then we'll probably we might get the shop to build us up a bottom end.
Yeah,
and do it that way.
Yeah, we were discussing this the other day. Maybe get them to build up the short block, and then we can put the head on and
do all the
bits and pieces into it.
Oh, it depends on cost at the end of the day as well. So
yeah. So it's looking like we're probably going to have to do pistons. We're going to have to crank grind, like I say, and it's a bit more. Well, no, to be fair, I didn't think this engine was savable at all. It was so locked up, wasn't it?
It was so seized. It took ages to get it actually unseized. So it's a strong block. I'm looking at the size, like I said, the size of them piston walls, the cylinder walls, it's just,
Yeah, so
it's a big, strong block, this.
It's going to be a bit slow, obviously I'll save up for all this and stuff like that, so we'll see how the head gets on, and then I'll make some inquiries to some companies near me and just see if they can take it on and see what's what, but really need price first. No, we're pretty busy, so unfortunately my old girl's going to have to wait for a little longer, but we'll be fine. Big thanks to Matt for sorting that anyway. So
it's just a nice update.
A bit of a experiment. So we'll keep you updated as things go. When we make a plan. Drop in the comments, would you do similar stuff, or...
I mean, we could just send it. We could reuse absolutely everything as is and just put a set of rings in it.
It would probably run. It would be fine.
Yeah, it would run. It would probably smoke a lot, but I mean, it would run for a little bit. But I don't really want to do that. I mean...
Definitely pistons, new crank, and I think a good machine, and I'm hoping we retain the originality of this car and go from there.
Yeah.
Like I say, the mileage, it says it's low. We don't know if it's low, but it's It's just sat since 78 in water, basically. It's just not, it's not done it any good whatsoever.
No, if you'd be sat in water for that long, you'd be rotten as well.
Yeah, so sweet. Really good update. I think this is going in the right direction. So thank you for watching. Like I say, Matt will keep doing bits and pieces in the background. We'll keep you posted. Maybe in a midweek trio, we'll catch up with the head. I might come up to Matt somewhere, have a look at that bubbling away. And yeah, it's good fun. All good fun. We'll keep you posted. But I know you guys love the Volvo Amazon, so she's there. She's been moved over to the corner a bit further, but she's there. Cool. Catch you soon.